all the names are on the list. We're going to do this twice, by the way. We're going to qualify the GT3s first. And set the order here for that. And then we're going to come back here again and do another different order for the prototypes. I don't know if that's really going to matter. I don't know if it's going to change anything. But on the off chance it does, it's just nice to be able to just randomize it. So here we go. And Jeff's Ferrari is going to be out on track first. That Ramen Noodle 2021. Who the hell's that? I don't know. Second, Lucas in third. My 4GT will be fourth. Pat's Corvette will be fifth. Austin sixth in the McLaren. Ash seventh out on track in the Acura. Squid Supra in 8th, Evo's Subaru in 9th, and Caleb's Michigan State car will be in the 10th spot, at least on track. And away we go in the Ferrari. Let me know how the audio sounds, at least in terms of running the lap. So yes, this Castrol Scotiabank Ferrari from Jeff. The first car out on track for GTD. She's a beauty. This one was custom. It's not hard to make a Ferrari look good. That's why I didn't try that hard. A little skatey heading into turn 1. It is interesting to see just how much more quickly I can get on the gas in these GT cars than I can with my fucking prototype. That car, I don't know what it is with that thing. It does not like getting back on the power at all. Pat, your car is 5th. So you got a little bit of time. Out onto the oval. No, we are doing the GTs first, and then we'll have another random order for the prototypes. Oh, in the race, yes. Yes, it will be multi-class. All right. Ferrari 456 Italia out of NASCAR turn 4 to set the benchmark time. And it'll be a 148.921. For the Ferrari to start out. Pretty clean lap. There were a few corners that I probably could have gotten into just a little bit better, but not a bad start. A pretty clean start. Didn't lose control really at any point. And now let's go take a look and watch Jeff's car go around the track. And yes, that is a Dorito on the side of the car. There's some personal flares on this one, but for the most part, it's just like the Porsche you will see run some endurance races throughout the year. All right, second GTD qualifying lap underway. Ooh, yeah, they definitely do get a little skatey as we head into the infield here, even on the soft tires. It's good getting those license tests done, Pat. They're a grind, but they're a lot of fun when you actually complete them. All right, on to the NASCAR oval. Mistake-free so far. Oh, I cut that a little bit. I'm gonna go off track a little bit, but I don't think there's any sort of time penalty that's gonna occur. A little bit more understeer than I thought was going to happen on that one. Certainly not going to be fast. It's not going to be too far behind, given the mistake that was made there. I really thought that was going to be worse, but a 147.895 for the Porsche 911. And yes, I don't know if you can see that on the windshield banner. That does say ramen noodle. Lamborghini for Lucas out on track in the Iron Lynx scheme. I do believe this is last year's scheme. I think the car they are running this year is orange, or maybe yellow, if I'm not mistaken. One of those two, I do believe. Third car to hit the track in GTD qualifying. The first car really to stay planted, but then I messed up the entry. And clip the grass. You can tell how inexperienced I am with some of these. And driving a Lamborghini that is not four-wheel drive is a very bizarre feeling, I will say. A little bit of a mistake on entry to the corner here. This car is a very weird one to drive. I don't drive it very often. But onto the oval. I mean, even if this isn't a very good lap, well, the car sounds great. It gets a little oversteery. The front's sliding around on us a little bit. A little bit of a bobble in the oval. But we'll come to line, see where we find ourselves. Won't be the top time. I do believe it is second currently with a 148.438 for the Lamborghini Huracan. Not bad. Is the Ferrari just that bad? I mean, really, that could have been a lot better, but the Ferrari right now, not looking too good. So this car will be driven by the AI in the race tomorrow, but it'll have my name on it as away we go. And this is one of the cars that when Gran Turismo 7 came out, I was so excited to drive this. They kind of priced me out of it a little bit for a little while. It's a 1,000,000 credit GT3. I think it's the most expensive GT3 in the game. But I think it also might be the newest. Almost had a good roll through the center of the corner there. I clipped the grass just a little bit. And we're clipping the grass again. It's another one that is a little bit slidey. I'm running the prototype, the Acura, in the race tomorrow. I'd air quote if I could right now. It's not really an Acura. But I thought it was for a brief second, so we're rolling with it. It's got an Acura scheme on it. Lucas's prototype is an Audi that says Cadillac, so... He wanted something American-made, and there are no American-made prototypes in the game. Into the bus stop at Daytona. Curb upset the car just a little bit, but outside of that, just fine. Pretty mistake-free 3 and 4. We are going to come to the line, and it is last. A 149.3 for the 4 GT. Well, that does not bode very well for my AI. Come tomorrow. Slowest time out of the GTDs thus far. Although I'm just now realizing it says GTLM on the back. Oh well. Same thing. And it is indeed time for Pat's Corvette, which I left The 01 scheme, this is why I wanted to run this car in this race, because this scheme is the 2001 Rolex 24 scheme, where Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Jr. Both ran stints in that year's Daytona 24 Hours. Another car that I have a lot of experience in, so we're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, no, it's probably my favorite sports car scheme ever. A lot of people pick the Pennzoil Nissan. This is mine. So I hope I can do it justice. On to the soft tires. Not the replay, and out we go. In all of its beauty. I did take the Earnhardt 3 off of it and gave it the regular IMSA numbers, but we are away in the Corvette. I'm really glad Ash switched out of the C8 Corvette, because the C8 Corvette doesn't have a GT car in the game. So I have a C8 that I tuned almost to those specifications. A little deep there, but we're all right. Gotta get on the brakes a little bit earlier. In the Corvette. Out wide again. She's pushing on me. This is the problem with running 20 laps with 20 different cars, is that they all drive differently. Little bobble. You probably would have won had you stayed in that C8, because I couldn't get it tuned properly. A little bit early on the power as we got onto the oval. We got a bit sideways, a little bit loose. Kept it under control. Will there be a moment in qualifying? Well, what can she do? I think the GT was the slowest at 149.3, 4, something like that. See where the Corvette winds up. I've run worse laps, so we will see 147.9. It's not slowest. I do believe it's third fastest. Could be mistaken. We'll see after the replay, but it's not slowest. We know that. That honor still belongs to my GT. out we go. Thedriveway.com McLaren. This car you will see if you do watch the Rolex 24 at any point this weekend, albeit on a newer McLaren. You'll see this scheme. Little contact with the apron as we fly down the front stretch. I'm really happy I was told by Evo to run this at night. It's provided some great views of the cars. It's my best entry into one in a while. And probably my best international hairpin in a while. Well, the McLaren could be set up for a good lap. It's a little early on the brakes there. Almost screwed me up. Well, the McLaren, if it's got the power on the oval, it's certainly the cleanest lap we've seen thus far. A little twitch in the steering through NASCAR 1 and 2. If we have a clean bus stop, which we mostly do, it should be good. Evo's saying it's slow. Let's see. He's been keeping an eye on the splits for us. Maybe that's why it's been our cleanest lap so far, because it is slow as we come to the line. It doesn't seem slow. And I do believe that is third on the grid currently, a 147.973 for the Driveway.com McLaren. Out on track. First time in a long time, I think, that I've driven the NSX GT3. A 147.598 is the prediction. We haven't gone that low yet. That would be considerably faster than anything else we've seen. Was really late on the brakes there, so could be the start of a good lap. I don't think Ash should ever let me live it down if I crash during this lap. Good roll, good transition back onto power. Well, you know, me fixing fantasy football leagues and all, you know, it might just be fixing the race too. Who knows? No, if I screw up, I'm just that bad. Had to ease onto the throttle there. And through NASCAR 3 and 4. That bus stop felt slower than the McLaren. It pushed on me just a little bit. As we come to the line, what'll it be for the Auto Nation Acura? 47.791. Do we have a new pole sitter for the time being? I do believe we do. Gave my sponsors no love. I said Auto Nation. Oh, bobble in the corner here. 148.0 because of lawn mowing. It's a distinct possibility. underway in the qualifying lap for the Supra. Come on, get back on the power. A little pushy. International hairpin certainly could have been better there. Down towards the kink. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Well, it might not be the lawn mowing. No grip there. And onto the oval. We'll see if it slowed us down too much. Try and make up a tiny bit of time. Went a little bit deeper on the brakes there. See if we can't claw our way back at all. No idea. I'm not paying attention to the splits. That's all Evo today as we come to the line. Where will the Supra place? $147.828 as I nearly crashed. Take a look at the time there. Somehow, it claws its way, I believe, to third. Well, out we go in the Subaru BRZ. Modeled after a 2021 rally car driven by Travis Pastrana. And apparently this is the first time I've driven it. I made a livery for this car and hadn't even driven it yet. Apparently we got to get on the brakes way early. Probably all that weight our boy here's carrying around. Felt like a really tight turn. I could have got on the power a little bit more. It does sound slow. It really sounds like it's being restricted a little bit, but it's actually not. I mean, it's more cars, other cars get nuked in terms of their power by BOP more than this one. It's just the weight. Well, on to the oval. We'll see if it is slow. Rather mistake-free. She's been pretty planted on this lap, the number 99. Ooh, cut it a bit low. Cut it a bit too tight there and a little bit of a slide. Well, that's not going to help matters. And as our endurance season goes along, we will make adjustments to the BOP settings. But for Daytona, the game's base is what we'll be happy with. Is it'll be a 148.4. That's not slower. I think my GT was a 149.3. But that's it for the Supra. I told you, she gets nuked by the balance of performance a little bit. And there it is in all its hideousness. I will say about that Subaru, it just sounded flat all the way around. I mean, it's just the engine tone of it, I guess. Because, like, we didn't bring up the settings for many of the other cars. Ooh. Well. We actually are going to turn out a little bit okay. This thing plows. We'll keep that in mind. Control it. We push it plows through everything. No idea what we're looking like. And back onto the oval for the final time in GTD qualifying. If it's not in the 147s, the mid 147s, it's not looking too good for the Mustang. As we head to the line, what, or who rather, will sit on pole? It's looking good now, and it'll be the Ford Mustang, I believe. Out of nowhere. A 146.9. Whoa! Where did that come from? This thing got on the oval and flew. There it is. The Ford Mustang will lead the GTDs to green in tomorrow's race, followed by the Acura NSX. Head over here to the leaderboard. Toyota Supra from Squid will start third. The Porsche 911 RAR Rexy will start fourth. Chevy Corvette for Pat in fifth. Driveway.com McLaren for Austin will start sixth. Lucas Lamborghini Huracan will be seventh. Evo Subaru BRZ in there at eighth. The Ferrari by our good old buddy Jeff in ninth. And then there's me. What's really amazing, you look at the performance points that these cars have, which is actually shocking because look at the lowest one. It's the Mustang at a 715. The Porsche at a 719. I've said it before, but I think the performance point calculator is a very weird metric to figure out the points of the actual performance of the cars. I don't think it's very accurate. Everyone on the even tires, and there it is, the 4GT, man. Oh, I couldn't even do it for myself. Alrighty. Well, back to the random order for the LMP2s. Who goes out on track first? And it'll be the GTD pole sitter, Caleb, with a McLaren heading out first. Pat's Porsche will be second. Evo's Audi in third. Jeff will go out fourth in a Peugeot. My not Acura will go out fifth. Austin's Nissan, the long boy, will go out sixth. Ash's Acura will go out seventh. Ramen Noodle, that weird one. The less oil Toyota will go out eighth. Lucas in the Audi, but not an Audi, it's a Cadillac, in ninth. And Squid's Monster Energy Toyota will go out 10th. Starting LMP2 qualifying. We'll see if I screw this up. A little bit of a brush in with the curb there, or the transition from the banking to the apron. Hard to get this car, it feels like, pointed in a straight line. Oh my god, it's so much easier to get back of the power in this McLaren than it is with my car. The benefits of going later in qualifying, when I've gotten a chance to drive a couple of the other prototypes around, I'm sure will come through. We will see here. Well, the first LMP2 onto the high banks of Daytona. What does the McLaren have for us? What benchmark will it set? Oh, had to get on the brakes in the middle of the chicane. Not going to be ideal there. Got it a little bit wrong. As we come to the line, what will the time to beat for 9 other cars be? Looking to be in the same area as what I expected. 135, 134. The McLaren qualifies with a 135.734 to get LMP2 qualifying underway. And I mean, at night, of course, I mean, at least the green is a little shiny, a little fun. AI cutting the corner before we even take control. It feels a lot easier to control than the McLaren, but maybe that's because it's slow. We'll find out in about a minute and 40 seconds time. Can be a lot later on the brakes, however, a lot later on the power as well. Ooh, little twitch there. We hang on to it. Did some lawn mowing on the kink. Come on, get her slowed down. The four-wheel drive, it's just skittering. Onto the oval we go. That was a terrible bus stop. Go through the order here again in a second. This is car number 2 out on the grid. Porsche 919. Wrangler US Army machine, a 135 something to beat as we come to the line. Gonna be tight in there. 135.673. I do believe that is just a tick slower than the McLaren, but I could be mistaken. We'll take a look after the replay, but we have 2 cars underway. One of the only other cars on the grid that you'll see that doesn't have Michelin tires on. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to put the Red Wall Firestones on it. Now, this is one of the older prototypes. Actually, no, that's not really true. I think this is the 16. It's the one that we've branded as a Cadillac. That's the older one. The Audi Sport machine to the line to get its qualifying run underway. Feels a whole lot less skittery than the Porsche. The Porsche really felt like it was struggling for grip at all times. And we lost a little bit of traction with a Porsche in that spot. Not the case here with the Audi. Definitely the smoothest LMP2 lap to this point. As we hit the oval. Now the Porsche that was in first had about a 1-minute split time as we exited the corner here, and it's right on par with it. Four-wheel drive helps us out there. That was not a great bus stop, but it was better than the Porsche. Oddly enough. So does the Audi have enough to get provisional pole? Third car out on the grid. Coming to the line, a 135.7 to beat, and it will. 135.311. So a new provisional pole sitter to the Audi e-tron Quattro, number 99. Now, this is definitely one of the older prototypes in the game. I must not have paid attention, Pat. Shocking out of me, I know. This feels fast. We'll see if it is. Into the international hairpin for the moment. No issues. Remember, the split that we're looking for is about a minute coming out of NASCAR Turn 2. And this feels really planted. It is not going to be a good sign if the Peugeot is on pole, being one of the better prototypes in the game. However, we'll see on the split. It's actually as fast as it feels, it is actually a bit slower. But now it really gets to open everything up. A little bit of a bad entry into the chicane, but a good midsection. And out we come. What was it? A 135.3 to beat. For J-Max Peugeot to the line. 135.4. So it made up some ground on the oval, but still not going to be enough to knock the Audi off pole. The Toyota branded as an Acura, modeled after the Wayne Taylor Racing Acura. You'll see if you do watch the Rolex 24 this weekend on track. This is one of the only hybrids that seem to really hold up their battery well, which I feel like is why, as we are going a little bit wide into turn one, which is why I feel like it's just so much faster when it does get to the oval. Now, Ash is in the same car. However, hers gonna be faster than this one. So this is gonna be a good indication of what Ash's lap is gonna be like. You see what I mean? Getting this car back on the power sometimes. Really gotta wait quite a long time to get back on it. What is the split time? 101. Oh, bad time for the shift there. Could have been better. But this is this car's strength. Can we see a duplicate performance to that of the Peugeot and make up for it? For the moment, it looks like we might a 134.8. I might need to nuke the Toyotas a little bit. We shall see. At least these newer Toyotas, because once it gets on the straight, it's something else. Rigged. I won't get pole if I don't screw up Ash's lap. It is looking like that's probably going to be our pole sitter, honestly. But maybe these cars need a little bit more work. This is, like I said, this is the Gran Turismo BOP settings. So if it's wrong, blame them. You hear the tires skittering already as the long boy's out on track. I absolutely love this scheme that I made for this thing, modeled after the Callaway Paradigm look. It has emptied the bank in terms of its battery already. That's what I mean. The battery for those... Whoa! Hit the brakes and the grip said no. Well, it's off to a flying start. I gotta be back on the power so late. I also have something like on my finger. We gotta get that off. We may be going a little deep here. No, the brakes save us. Careful back on the power just because we have to be. You get back on the power too soon, you were going straight in this thing. So the Nissan not looking too good. It certainly could have been worse. I despise driving this thing. Very hard car to control. Coming to the line, it might not actually be that bad. Let's see where it sits. A 135.1 for the long boy. And I was pretty much wrecking. It felt like the entire lap. Huh. it goes. You want a sponsor plug on this one? Fine, you get it. The AutoNation Bad Dragon Acura out on track. I can't believe I put that logo on this car and the other one. That was dicey, and yet still better than what I did in my car. Back on the power. Probably the shallowest entry we've had back onto the oval. Usually going out wide. Out of NASCAR 2, let's see the split. And I believe that's the first car we've seen sub 1 minute in there. We lock up a little bit into the entry to the bus stop, but recover nicely. And now NASCAR 3 and 4. I certainly could have screwed this up more. We come to the line. This should very well be on pole. Not even to 130 yet. What is the time going to be? It's a 133.0. Jesus. Not even close to anybody else. Out we go as it shines under the lights of Daytona. If anyone wonders why the obscure sponsor, it's because my girlfriend likes a very obscure cleaning product known as Lest Oil. I was somehow able to find a vector that I was able to put on this car for this purpose. Smooth through there. But smooth doesn't equal fast, necessarily. A bit of a bobble on the exit of the International Hairpin. Well, I say obscure because there's only one place, one store in this town where you can find it. Actually, that's a lie. There's more than that, but it's was, I think, the only one for a little bit of a time. On to the oval. The floodlights of Daytona glimmering off the gold. Well, if it's slow, at least it looks good. A 101.9 at the split down the back. However, probably the best bus stop chicane I've ran. Making up for it as best I can. Well, definitely not gonna beat that 133, and it might actually. Let's see here. This is gonna be the slowest time yet. By a considerable margin. A 137.0. Well, it's slow, but it looks good doing it. It's the Wheelin' Engineering Cadillac. That's not really a Cadillac. It is an Audi. Lucas wanted something American made. I couldn't fully fulfill that, but I at least gave him a Cadillac livery. As we're through Daytona, turn 4. 2 cars remain before we know who is on LMP2 pole. As I hit the brakes there. Something just grabbed. It's like I lost traction on one wheel and not on another. Wanted to go straight there, but overall, no harm done to the lap. Heading down towards the kink in the Daytona infield. Not much more we can do, I don't believe. This feels pretty good as of right now. Lucas, perfect timing. This is your prototype for tomorrow's race on the qualifying run. We'll see where she places. Feels like a good lap, so we'll see if it's fast. A little bit of a twitch there. Not sure what that was about. Pretty good bus stop chicane. We don't have Evo here taking a look at splits, so I don't know where this is in relation to everyone else. It certainly felt pretty fast. Through NASCAR turn 4 and toward the line. This actually could be good. Let's take a peek. It's in the 135, so right around everybody else outside of the 2 Toyotas at the top and the 1 Toyota at the bottom. So we'll see where that places with only 1 car remaining. And yet it's yet another Toyota. We'll see where that goes. Away we go. The last car that has anything to say about prototype qualifying. Squid's Toyota to the high banks of Daytona. The number 03 Monster Energy TRD prototype. Another hybrid. Most of them are. Not really a mistake through there. I don't know if it felt necessarily fast. However, that's a bit of a mistake. I don't think we'll pay too much for it. Slower down. We pushed wide a little bit. Don't know how much that'll affect the time. Now on to the oval. NASCAR's turns 1 and 2. NASCAR turns 1 and 2. The split time to be right on pace with everything else, about 1 minute. And the Toyota appears to be right on with that. So just the less oil Toyota appears to be the slow one. Final car in the roar before the 24 to enter the bus stop chicane. Got through it fairly cleanly, maybe a little bit slow. And through NASCAR turns 3 and 4 one final time. To the line. This might be all right, actually. Let's see. To set the grid for tomorrow's race, it's in the 135s. as so many other cars were, which means Ash's Acura will be on pole for the overall race tomorrow, and more importantly, for the LMP2s. Leading the field to green will be that white, pink, and blue Auto Nation Acura. Well, let's go take a look and see how we line up for the LMP2s for tomorrow's race. Ash with a qualifying time that nobody's going to touch. After Daytona, that car is going to get nuked. My car is actually going to get nuked before the race. Just a little bit. I got to make it... I got to get it to the point that it's going to run something in the 135s. I think, to even this out a little bit. And so we're going to have to take away a good chunk of power. But Ash just might run away with this thing, at least when it comes to the prototypes. She starts on pole after just missing it in the GTD categories. Caleb leads the GTDs to green. We start second, surprisingly enough. I did not really expect to be up there, but it just goes to show you how good those Toyota GR1 or 010s are. The newest prototypes in the game, living up to that as we take a look at the ranking board. Surprisingly to me, the fastest car outside of those was the Nissan GTR, which was the closest I came to wrecking in this race, or in this qualifying session, was the longboard. Drove that down into turn 1 and about died. We about went careening into a wall. How that car rebounded to run a 135.1, I have no clue. The 16 Audi, that is Evo, he starts 4th in the LMP2 category. Squid's Monster Energy Toyota will start 5th. Jeff's Peugeot starts 6th. Caleb, or rather Lucas, in the Audi that's not an Audi, we're calling it a Cadillac, starting 7th. Pat's Porsche 919 will start 8th. Caleb, it's a different story here for Caleb in the prototypes. He will start 9th. His two cars are going to be very close together, and the less oil Toyota going to start last when it comes to the LMP2s.